They're replacing you. Better get ready for it. The white Anglo-Saxon Protestant is their enemy. That's the common enemy that they have. They've always said it. And that hodgepodge of weirdos have all come together to form a fist to take you out. And nothing's new under the sun, y'all. Governments have done this before. When they can't control their populations, when they have a part of the population they don't like, they replace them. Hey, ask Adolf Hitler about it, right? He didn't like the Jews, he just replaced them. Stalin didn't like the kulaks, he replaced them. Mao Zedong didn't like the landlords, he replaced them. See where I'm going with this now? And they always want to catch you while you're asleep because you always believe because you're such good people. No one could ever do that. That's when they get you. Men and women have to be sober-minded. The reason why me and my family has excelled in the United States of America is because I always see them coming.
This brother is powerful. I am surprised that I have just been introduced to him maybe within the past month or so. But I am so glad that I have been fortunate or blessed enough to find this brother and to be able to present him to you guys. Before we get into the video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Praise the Lord. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys supporting the channel, sharing the content, and just dropping comments that it continues to encourage me to do what I am doing. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Well, hello! I am so happy to be here with you tonight. I heard y'all been kind of looking for me, right? Well, I'm here. And I was around your beautiful city today, and I walked around it, and it's just beautiful, and I think I brought the heat with me. It's beautiful here. You know, our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, he was a country lawyer. He's talking to the jury, and he asked him a question. He said, if you had a dog and you counted his tail as a leg, how many legs would the dog have? The jury said, 5. He said, no, still be 4, because the tail is still a tail. Because you call it a leg doesn't make it a leg. It is still a tail. This is kind of what we're talking about here tonight. Just because you call something something doesn't mean that that's what it is. We've gone into a level of abject insanity here in America, and it's got to be dealt with. Man, I was walking through the city today, just enjoying the weather and enjoying the people, and I saw this mural on the side of the parking garage. It caught my attention. And it said, weaponize your privilege to save black bodies. And then got a black man on it, looked like he did. And I was seeing some of the students, and I was saying, hey, what is that about? And a lot of them didn't know. And then one young lady said, I think it came from the Black Lives Matter protests and things that were going on here. And I said, weaponize your privilege. So who are they talking to? And she said, well, I think they're talking to white people. And I said, they're saying they have some type of privilege over me to save black bodies? I mean, what are they saying? And it dawned on me. I said, the left has a God complex. Black people think that they're inferior, and white liberals think that they're God. And black people are praying to white liberals to save their lives.
He is absolutely right. And that's why when I see the brothers and sisters in the comment section talking about what is the government going to do for me, and, you know, the Republicans haven't done anything for me, and the liberals, you know, they're the ones that's willing to at least listen to us, so forth and so on. You people have a inferiority complex. Y'all are the same people talking about how y'all don't like white people, and white people are the devil, and they're racist, and they're this, that, and the third, but yet you are looking to them to save you. It makes absolutely no sense. That type of thinking makes no sense. A lot of you guys are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. You are. And to be honest with you, you have a lot of white liberals out there that don't know black people, that allow you to believe that you're a victim, try to continue to let you or make you think that you're oppressed when you're not. Let's keep listening to this brother. He is going to break it down.
Weaponize your privilege to save black bodies. It reminds me of an outtake from The Godfather, which he left it in the movie, Francis Ford Coppola, but it's an outtake. Vito Corleone is going to see his concierge, Jinko. He's dying. And he brings all of his sons. Jinko's not going to make it through the night. And Jinko's afraid. He's scared to death. He's lying there and he sees Vito come in with his sons. And he says, Godfather, save me from death. When death comes in the room, make some deals. He's seen Vito do all these great things his whole life, right? And he thought the Vito was like supernatural. He said, make a deal with death. Pull some strings, make death go away. And Vito looked at his old friend, seeing how afraid he was, and he looked at him and said, Jinko, I have no such power. Do not fear death. And Jinko said, well, then just stay with me. The left would tell the black community that we have that power. See, Vito told Jinko the truth. I have no such power. But when the black community goes to the left and they ask them, can you feed me? Can you clothe me? Can you educate my children? Can you make me like you? Can you make me equal to you? They say, yes, we can do it if you just give us your soul. And for 50, 60 years, we've fallen for that lie. And we're at the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in the United States of America. Look at where they rule. Everywhere they rule. Detroit, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Memphis, everywhere they rule. Murder, mayhem, death, destruction, worse schools. They control every whorehouse, every crack house, every failing school. Haven't you done enough to my people? Haven't you killed enough of them? Haven't you put enough of them in prison, destroyed enough of their families? I hold you in utter contempt. And then you have the nerve to say you want to expand it. You have no shame.
Do you hear the passion? Do you hear the passion? He's absolutely right. Every liberal-led city in America, they are some of the worst cities in America for black people. He named them: Chicago, New York, Baltimore, New Orleans, Memphis. The list goes on. If it's liberal-led, they are some of the most unsafe places in America for a black person, and especially for a black man. Do you guys realize that from black men under the age of 25, the leading cause of death is homicide? And majority of those homicides are happening in liberal-led cities. It's not working. Please get off the plantation. We don't need any more of their victimhood and oppression. We don't need it. It hasn't been working, and it's not supposed to work. It's actually meant to destroy.
Great movie, Cool Hand Luke. When the Wolverine told Luke he was doing these things to him for his own good. What did Luke tell him? I wish you stop being so good to me, boss. Well, I think that's about what the black community is getting ready to tell the left. I wish y'all stop being so good to us. We want to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion tonight, right? We're dealing with people, y'all, who, at this present time, do not believe in science. Our Declaration of Independence say that we hold these truths to be self-evident. What is self-evident? That means that I shouldn't have to explain this to you. That's what self-evident means. There are some truths that are self-evident. That's a tree. No, it's not. Man, I ain't gonna argue with you about that. If you don't have enough sense to know that's the tree, you know. That's the sun. No, it's not. Dude, that's the sun. No, it's not. No, Thomas Jefferson said some truths are self-evident. That all men are created equal. I shouldn't have to argue with you about this, okay? Oh, no, not with the left. No, 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 no. You can tell them the science says a woman has excess chromosome, man has XY. No, they don't. And you just look. It's fluid. Gender is fluid. So I can tell you today that I'm a woman, right? Yeah. And I can go to a woman's bathroom. Yes, you can. And then tomorrow I can tell you I'm a man. Yeah. See, it's insanity. And what we've done, we have become too politically correct to call it exactly what it is. We want to engage them in some type of intelligent conversation. Instead of saying, look, man, you need help. You need, you need to go to a psychiatrist. We need to put you in an institution. Something is wrong with you. The inmates are running the asylum. It's like anything else. Hitler gets power. What did he do? He bring a bunch of psychotics around him. A bunch of crazy guys. And then they went to destroying the whole world. Stalin gets power. What does he do? Since he's crazy, brings a bunch of crazy guys around him. They go to killing their own people. Mao Zedong gets power. And what does Mao do? Brings a bunch of other crazy people around him. And they start killing everybody, 60, 50, 70, 80 million people in China. Now Castro got power. What did Castro do? Brought a bunch of crazy people around him. Started killing people in Cuba, just blowing people's brains out. Him and Che Guevara just went to town. Pol Pot, you name it. Somehow or another, insane people get power. And when they get power, they do crazy stuff. You take it all the way back to Nero, man, when he made his horse a consulate. We are living in that time right now, where insane people have gone at power in media and in government. And they are dictating to us state-sanctioned insanity. And we have to start calling it exactly what it is. I'm not going to entertain your foolishness, man. You're a freaking nutcase. And you need to be put in a straitjacket.
I'm so appreciative of Brother Ellison. He's willing to stand up there and tell the truth. The policies of the left, they don't make sense. Anyone that has common sense can see the insanity around what they're trying to tell us. Men can be women. Women can be men. Men can have babies. What? It makes no sense. And he's right. They're pushing it not only in law, but they're pushing it on our children in schools. It's gotten completely out of hand. It's time for common sense people. It's time, honestly, for Christians to step up and say, no, we're not dealing with it. We're not accepting it. We're pushing back against it.
I'm not going to argue with you. When you engage a fool in an argument, you don't know who the fool is. You're the fool, you know. Intelligent man can't argue with a fool. And that's what we've been doing, and I refuse to do it. So we walk around saying, why do black people need DEI? Show you how stupid it is, okay? Show you how stupid DEI is. And I say this about affirmative action also. Okay, you say the government is racist. Yeah, government is racist. And businesses are racist. Yeah, they are, and we need DEI and affirmative action. I said, so you're going to give the racist government and the racist business the ability to go into the black community and choose the people that they want to elevate. Who do you think they're going to choose, Malcolm X or Step and Fetch It? Step and Fetch It. They're going to choose the people that they want, the people that they are comfortable with. And this is why, after 50 years of affirmative action, we're still at the bottom of everything. Why? Because they went and chose the black people they wanted. The people in the black caucus, bunch of Step and Fetch It's.
Absolutely. He took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, see the black caucus. These people have been in power and they've had the fact that they have a black caucus is ridiculous to me. You guys are in there to represent Americans, not just black people. Come on, stop it. But I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you are a Republican and you're black, they won't allow you into the black caucus. So why won't they just call it what it is? It's the black liberal caucus, because if you are a black conservative, they will not accept you. That just lets you know how intolerant the left is. They want all of us to be tolerant of their foolery, their debauchery. But they are some of the most intolerant people on the planet.
What do? Black schools are the worst schools in the history of the world. 85% of the people are not proficient in reading or math. You can bring in school choice. No. Why don't you want school choice? Because, well, they won't tell you this, the teachers' unions give 99% of their money to these guys, and these guys what? Then take care of the teachers' union and give them a monopoly. So, you got a war zone going on down in the ghettos. Why don't you let people arm themselves and defend themselves? No. Why? Well, man, if you arm yourself, you can't keep, what's going to happen when we want to sell the dope on the street and let the illegals in? The people defend themselves, so we can't do that. Well, the people are Christian and they're Muslim and they're Jewish. Why don't you let them pray their religion? No. You kick God out of the schools, brought the drag queens in, put the Bible out to school, brought the porn in, took discipline out to schools. Now what you got? Children cussing out the teacher, fighting, raising hell, smoking blunts. And when you ask them to change it, no, because that's exactly what they want. Mm-hmm. Based on that, I said before, I'll say it again, loud and proud, perpendicular on the square, that the left are nothing but a cabal of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots. All they do is meditate on blood. Let's see what's coming over that border. Sex trafficking, fentanyl killing 100,000 Americans a year. And they will not stop it. They'll let Ukraine go down. Hey, if you just stop what's going on at the border, we're giving the money for Ukraine. No. You know why? They're replacing you. Better get ready for it. The white Anglo-Saxon Protestant is their enemy. That's the common enemy that they have. They've always said it. And that hodgepodge of weirdos have all come together to form a fist to take you out. And nothing's new under the sun, y'all. Governments have done this before. When they can't control their populations, when they have a part of the population they don't like, they replace them. Hey, ask Adolf Hitler about it, right? He didn't like the Jews, he just replaced them. Stalin didn't like the kulaks, he replaced them. Mao Zedong didn't like the landlords, he replaced them. See where I'm going with this now? And they always want to catch you while you're asleep because you always believe because you're such good people. No one could ever do that. That's when they get you. Men and women have to be sober-minded. The reason why me and my family has excelled in the United States of America is because I always see them coming. I was born on a cotton plantation in Haywood County, Tennessee. My father was a sharecropper when I was born. The most violent Klan faction in America was the Tennessee Klan. The Grand Wizard of the Tennessee Klan lived in my hometown, Brownsville, Tennessee. I didn't know this until I was reading David Garrow's piece in Standpoint Magazine about Martin Luther King Jr. He was talking about the FBI files and how legitimate they were. And he mentioned that, and it almost blew me. I said, what, he lived in Brownsville? Here's the thing. I called my dad and asked my dad about it. I said, Daddy, did the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan live in Brownsville? He said, yeah. I said, you know where he lived? He said, yeah. He lived right down. He told me exactly where he lived. I said, why didn't you ever tell me? He said, it did not matter because he wasn't going to bother me because I'd have blown his brains out. You see that? Oh, but we was all supposed to be scared back then. My father said it did not matter. It had no effect on him whatsoever. I would have blown his brains out if he had come near me. That's how I was reared. Always see them coming. And I'm using that to tell you right now, I have seen these people destroy a generation, 2 generations of black Americans. We've been like a scientific test for them so they can then put it all over the United States of America. They know how to do it now. Oh, put the hip hop music down there. N word, B word, W word. Yeah. Let the children hear it. Wire them up to hate one another. And now they kill each other on the industrial level. They give them awards now, y'all. NAACP, yeah, they give rappers awards now. Give them awards for transitioning their children. And so it goes. Richard Pryor had this joke. He said if you, white people would see somebody in the black community high on heroin, and they say, oh, Lord, isn't this a shame? And then when it would come to the white community, he said, it's an epidemic. His joke said that what starts in the black community ends up in the white community. And I'm seeing it. All the pathologies that we've dealt with since it started in the 70s and 80s are now being brought into the white community. And it's been bought by the left. People, DEI is a Trojan horse. Let me in. Let me in to choose your leaders and choose the people to elevate. Let me in. And I'll choose the best ones. Are you boss? Yes, I will. And then they end up getting the ones who are not going to do you any good whatsoever because they haven't. Have they? They haven't. See, the proving ground, you guys, is the NFL, NBA. America accepts those young men on the football and basketball field because they know they all earned it. We have no doubt. This is why the Super Bowl we watched the last time was the most watched TV show in the history of television. All those black men out there on the football field, everybody just cheering, cheering, cheering. You know why? Because you know all of them earned their right to be out there. It is no doubt. Those coaches are not going to put you out there if you don't earn it. And we accept it because of that. This goes back to the biblical concept of why DEI is so dangerous, so misconstrued, and so ridiculous. In our Bible, we can go all the way back to Genesis. I decided to read my Bible over again. I read it many times, but I started reading it again last year. And I read something that had gone over my head 100 times. Thomas Wolfe said you can see things 100 times before you see it once. And I had read Genesis and the story of Cain and Abel 100 times. And I missed this. We all know the story. Cain was angry because God had accepted his brother Abel's offering, and it turned down Cain's. God, understanding that Cain was angry, went to see his grandson and confronted him. And he gave Cain an insight into how the human mind works, how he had wired it up. He said, Cain, why are you angry? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if not, sin waits for you at the door to master you, but you must master it. Think about that. God said, if you do well, will you not be accepted? Y'all, that kills DEI it kills it. And it is proven to be correct every time. Jesse Owens goes to Nazi Germany in the 30s and beats Adolf Hitler. He gets a ticker tape parade in New York City. You can see it online. Just hundreds, thousands of people out there just cheering him. Black man beating a bunch of Nazis and Americans. Joe Louis knocks out Max Melling in Yankee Stadium at the eve of World War II. And everybody cheers Joe Louis, a black man. You have Jackie Robinson knocking his home runs. He finally gets called up by Branch Rickey. And then he becomes so good that nobody in baseball, no one in Major League Baseball can ever wear his number again. Number 42 is retired forever. Nobody can wear it. Muhammad Ali, shuffling, hitting, jabbing. They tried to put him in jail, took everything he had, but at the end of his life, he said, I am the greatest. What's on his tombstone? I'm the greatest. Why? They all did well. DEI on top, they let us choose. You can't do well. You can't do it on your own. They have the nerve to say that they're superior to me. If you say that you have some type of privilege over me, you're telling me you're superior to me. That's interesting, isn't it? I got a room full of mostly white Americans in here right now. Which one of y'all got privilege over me? I want to see you. Oh, nobody's standing? White supremacy. Which one of you is supreme over me? And we're correct. You know why? No one can be superior to me because I'm an heir of Jesus Christ and I'm a child of God, same as you. We are all equal. We are all brothers and sisters. We all have gifts. We're not like a herd of animals who all are the same and do the same thing. God made us all so completely different. Oh my goodness, one person can play a piano, one person can sing, one person can cook, one is a doctor, one is a mechanic, one is an HVAC man, one is a landscaper, and we make this beautiful society, and our job is to elevate each other's gifts. Elevate them. We are here to find, what do you do well? God gave you something. And when you find it, man, that's a beautiful thing. If you're a lawyer, God, I want you to be a good lawyer because I don't want to be going to jail because you're not going. If you're a doctor, I want you to be a good doctor because I don't want to die when I lay on the table with you, man. If you're a good cook, oh, God, I love you. I want to pay my money. I want to eat my meals. Oh, man, here's a good tip, you know? The world is beautiful when we do that. But instead they want to say, oh, I don't have what I am supposed to have because of you. You don't have the power to hold me down. Walking around, looking at somebody I don't know, pointing at them, telling them, you held me down. No. And to every American, let me tell you this. I'll give you permission to say this to anybody. If somebody comes up to you and tells you that you are responsible for where they are in their life, you tell them this. You say, let me tell you something, man. If you need a good preacher, I'll help you find one. If you need a good job, I'll help you get one. If you need a good education, learn to read and write, I'll help you, I'll teach you myself. But I will not live in condemnation for you. You're going to not make me feel bad about your trifling behavior. And if you don't want to accept that, if you come and try to take anything from me or mine, I got two things that'll get you off of me, and that's Jesus and my 38. You better not try me.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's the message, y'all. That's how you help your brother. And then stand there and say, now what you want to do? What you want to do? Nobody's scared of you. Don't walk up to me and try to condemn me because you didn't want to go to school. All this stuff started in the 60s with the civil rights movement. Black people were making gains, y'all, and I wrote this in my first book, Iron Triangle, and I wrote it in 25 Lies. I'd studied the time between 1940 after World War II and 1960 for the civil rights movement, and black people were closing the gap without any marching. I mean, we had Joe Louis, we had integrated baseball, we had cut our poverty rate from 80% to 30%. The black family was intact. 80% of our children were born in wedlock. Nobody was going to prison. And then the civil rights movement started and said that we were all victims, and that we need to come to government to help us. We were on our way to being like other minority groups in America, the Jewish people, Asian people, people that descended from India, set aside but doing better than the white population. And then the civil rights movement happened. And now if you look at black America, they've rejected it. The whole concept of believing that you could force compliance, force people to accept you, was insanity. You can't do it. It has to be a natural affinity for one another. You have to learn to love one another. So how is it supposed to work? All right, Martin Luther King walks up there and he says, and I saw this at the Lorraine Motel. I was there doing some research. They turned it into a museum. And they were looping his I Have a Dream speech. And I'd heard that speech 1,000 times. This time I heard it different because Kaepernick and all these guys were kneeling. They were angry. I was born on a cotton plantation, and I'm not angry, right? What are these guys angry about? And I heard King say something that I said, that's the poison pill right there. King said, 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. That is a lie. I was born free. According to John Locke, in his second treatise of government, my freedom is a gift from God. It is an unalienable right. That's why Thomas Jefferson used it in the Declaration of Independence. It's unalienable. It's given to you by God, not by government. It is irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. So people say, well, if they put you in jail, have they taken your freedom? No, they have not. They've taken your liberty. Freedom is here. While you're in their jail, God is still going to hold you responsible for everything that you do. If you lie, if you steal, if you kill somebody, how you conduct yourself. Your freedom is here. And you're going to be held responsible for your freedom. So he says 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, we're not free. He said 5 times in that speech we were not free, and then we had to come to government for our freedom. It turned the Declaration of Independence on its head because Thomas Jefferson told the king, we are free. God gave us our freedom. And the king said, no, I gave it to you. Thomas said, well, we'll see about that. You want to ride this train? Come on, ride it. And then they signed the documents, and we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Think about this now. The founding fathers knew King George was coming. King George said, when I get there, I ain't going to just kill you. I'm going to bring you back to Great Britain. I'm going to hang you till you're almost dead. Then I'm going to cut you open. I'm going to pull your guts out, and I'm going to castrate you. Then I'm going to cut off your limbs and some of the othermost parts of the British Empire. Just I'm going to do to every last one of y'all. And they said, sign the document and send it to him. We pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That's why these guys are legendary. Instead, y'all want to give us DEI. Let us do it for you. Let us choose your leadership for you. Never me, never me. So if I see somebody with DEI on his application, I'm going to say it is dead on arrival as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to ride on the plane with him. I'm not going to let him be my doctor, and he sure can't be my friend.
Wow. Wow. That brother, Vince Everett Ellison, is awesome. He said a whole heck of a lot. And I agree with everything he said. Prior to the last couple Civil Rights Act, Black people were starting to really thrive. A plethora of businesses owned. Hotels, cab companies, bus companies, restaurants, life insurance companies, car manufacturing organizations. I mean, a plethora of businesses were owned. Not only were they starting businesses, but they were hiring their own people. 80% of kids at that time were born to unions under wedlock. Not out, but within. We didn't have the shooting, killing, stealing, and thugging going on in our neighborhoods the way we have them today. We gave it all away. We gave it all away for victimhood and oppression. Martin Luther King led his people into a burning building. He did mention that prior to his death. I feel like I led my people into a burning building because we were on our way. And now you have people who make millions of dollars pushing victimhood and oppression on their own people. I've seen these DEI units. I've seen it. I've worked in corporate America, and I've seen the people that they hire. Heck, I've actually was offered an opportunity to be in a position or one of these DEI units. I turned it down. It just goes against everything that I believe in because I believe in working hard. I've worked in corporate America for over 15 years, and pretty much everywhere I've been, as I continue to grow my career, I worked my way into being one of the upper echelon performers within the organization. And in the last couple places, I was in the top, 5% of producers in those areas or in those organizations. And I would tell people every day I come to work to whoop y'all tail. And it wasn't something that was derogatory. I'm just an uber competitive person. So, of course, I played sports and things of that nature. Of course, I don't play to just play. I play to win. So when I would go to work, I would go to work to win. If that means I got to come in an hour early, if I got to stay 2 hours late, that's what we're doing to win. Because I always want to be the best. I don't have that victimhood mindset, woe is me, I'm Black and they won't let me have anything. No way. You give me an opportunity to be here and I'm about to take full advantage of it. And again, I come to whoop everybody's tail. And then I'll take you to lunch and we can go hang out and coke it and joke it. But while we up in here competing, hey, I'm here to compete. And that's where a lot of Black people have failed, because they've taken on this victimhood and oppression mindset. And when you take that mindset on, it makes you less likely to compete, because psychologically they got you here and you think you're not worthy and you have a inferiority complex. That's got to change. That's not the mindset that I've planted in my children. I've coached football for a number of years. That's not the mindset that I taught to my players. We come to win. We come to compete. Now, that doesn't mean that when you go out there and compete, you're not going to win all the time. But what I will tell you is the most successful people on the planet are failing at about an 85% clip. They're failing at about an 85% clip. They're winning at 15%, but that 15% is where the bag is. The true character of a man is not seen or found when things are going great. It's really seen when they're going through some adversity. That's when you'll find out. That's when you'll see the true character of a man. It's not when he's on high. It's when he's going through something. Will he continue to fight? Will he continue to compete? Will he continue to step up and stand up to make sure his family is good? That's when you'll know. This DEI stuff, it's nonsense. Go forge your own way. Again, you have so many people out there complaining the government's racist and white people are racist and they're holding us back. But then you go and ask them with your hat in hand for an opportunity. That's an oxymoron. It makes no sense. If you really think they're like that, why would you expect for them to do anything for you? It makes no sense. Put your faith in God and go put the work in. Faith without works is dead. Put your faith in the Father and go put the work in. And He'll bless. He'll bless you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Keep God first in your life, America first, and I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.